This noon, the fallout from the Brendan Sorsby saga continues at and around Texas Tech. A new report highlights a six-figure donation made by Regent Chairman Cody Campbell. Campaign finance records show he donated nearly $250,000 to a Ken Paxton fundraising committee on June 10th. That was just the day before Paxton's office sent a letter to the Big 12 Conference warning that putting sanctions on Texas Tech over Sorsby could cost the conference millions in damages. Campbell is a former Texas Tech lineman and a multi-million-dollar booster. He also has a history as a major GOP donor, including previous contributions to Paxton and President Trump's campaigns. Neither Campbell or Paxton have commented on the donation.